It's February 12th and 13th of 2022. Wildchild needs to get over 80 nautical miles from Barbuda, past St. Barts, and into St. Martin. This is a long distance for a day sail, and Mother's going to be in a bad mood.
Okay, good morning, sailors. I feel like a giant bag of crap. It's like 5 a.m. on Saturday, February something, I'm not sure what. We've gotten up early because we have to make an 80-mile jump to St. Martin. It doesn't matter that we're achy and that we're sore and that we're tired. 80 miles is 80 miles and we need time to do it. So already, crew's on deck. He's starting to get the anchor up. We're going to get the instruments ready. It's dark out and there's nothing to show you outside. It's pitch black. We gotta go sailing. And you thought sailing was all glory and fun. We're going by instruments because, as you can see, I can't see my crew on deck and there's not much to see in front of me. We're going blind. You can see I've got the radar overlaying the positions of the boat. So the radar is on and it's overlaying on the chart plotter so I don't hit anybody. Wildchild is very well equipped for sailing in the dark. Instrument sailing. Okay, Wildchild is sailing with double reef main, engines in neutral. Good job, you did good, girl, but we get to do Lexi's favorite thing. And we're gonna zigzag our way out of here.
Making miles through the water is what Wildchild needs to do to get us both home to Canada this year. Listening to BBC Radio podcast is the only thing I have to keep me company. My crew has gone down below to go back to bed.
Conditions were forecast to be far nastier than this. When is a forecast ever reliable? You can see that we shook the two reefs out of the main and we're running full Jenny. Wildchild is running full sails in the far lighter than forecast winds. We've got a long distance to go and we need the speed.
It's 10 a.m. and this is the way my crew helps with sailing. But at least I have my little Bluetooth speaker playing podcasts from my phone and my teddy bear to keep me company.
And this is sailing. I sit here all day long in the cockpit at the helm where I babysit and watch the instruments and listen to podcasts. The ocean is calm today, despite all the forecasts. Even Chris Parker said don't make this passage and don't go sailing today. Even Chris Parker got it wrong.
You get one for Sophie who lives on the show. She lives, you know, she lives.
Hours later and my crew is finally awake, but as you can see, just playing on his phone all day as usual.
Well, the forecasted 26 knots of wind have finally arrived, so it's time for us to reduce sail. Pull in that Jenny, we got 3-meter waves going here. The forecast did get right that the nasty is coming. What they got wrong is when it is coming. The forecast said that in the morning would be nasty, clearing up in the afternoons, and that was exactly wrong. It was super calm in the morning, getting worse as the day went on. So they got the magnitude correct, they got the direction correct, they got the timing wrong.
But when you're sailing, the faster you go, the more active your lure, the better the fishing becomes.
Let's see if we can get this one into the boat.
I was trying to eat a sandwich when we suddenly got a strike on the line.
Oh, I think we just lost it.
We are too fast, huh?
We lost the first 4 fish that we caught that day. We were just hooking into stuff way too big for our gear. One of them got off the hook. Twice it broke the leader. And once it even broke the 147-pound test braided line, if you can believe that.
Fuck, we had it. Fish on again. No, it's on. Let's see if we can get this one in the boat.
Give me camera.
Give my crew some faith. We just gotta tire it out.
My problem is the boat is sailing along at 8 to 10 knots on a broad reach. There really isn't any practical way for me to slow the yacht down.
We lost it.
Again. I told you.
The hole? We're on hold. They're fucking moving. We lost it. Okie dokie. Well, lesson learned. When running downwind 8 or 9 knots of boat speed, fishing may not be the best idea. We got 3 fish on in less than an hour and we broke 3 times. We lost 1 fish, lost 2 lures, and I broke the 147-pound test line, broke above the swivel. 147-pound test line and it still broke. Because in 3-meter waves going 8-9 knots, when they get dragged by a wave, they pull so hard it actually moved the rod holder, swiveled on the pole. The forces are just too extreme. Fish on. Oh Lord. Fish on again. Let's see if we can get this one in. It won't matter.
All matters.
The fish are so big and they're hitting so hard that they're actually twisting my rod holder, which is clamped tight on the 1-inch stainless steel pole, and keep bending it backwards. The force loads in this fishing are enormous. I keep hooking fish that are just so big. They're too big for the lightweight gear that I have. I discover there's something wrong with my reel. The drag gives and gives and gives for a while, but then the mechanism locks up and I can't reel in, and the drag doesn't give out, so it ends up locking up and the line breaks. Again. My crew is a defeatist. He gets discouraged and tells me to quit fishing. He loses the faith.
This is our 5th fish on. We've lost 4 in a row. I've lost 3 lures already. But my brilliant plan was to go to smaller size lures to start attracting smaller fish. because we kept hooking fish that were way too big for my equipment. But man, are the waters around St. Barts ever full of fish. Holy crap.
Can you release it?
Yeah, this one will come in. Gotta get it before the sharks get it. Yeah, so I think just smaller lures, right? Like, we were using the bigger lures that I normally use, but we were catching gigantic fish, like fish as big as us. So I switched to a really tiny, like 4-inch lure and still got a hit within 15 minutes. Not even 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Seems like a little tuna maybe. Much smaller than our other ones. It's dinner size. There we go. I finally got a fish into the boat. After 4 losses, we finally hooked dinner. I am so sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry. This is gonna suck for you.
Emotionally, I still have a very hard time doing the killing.
I literally just put the rod back in the water and caught another fish within 60 seconds. I haven't even had time to deal with the fish that we caught originally. This one's a little bigger. I gotta bleed the one. You gotta bleed the tuna, otherwise the meat gets all full of blood. Already, second fish on. It's a small barracuda. We probably could eat him, but we're not going to.
The sailing conditions are getting steadily worse as the day goes on. I don't even have any Jenny out. It's 30 knots of wind and I'm still doing 8 and 9 knots.
30 knots of wind doesn't look like much to you on the camera, but is it ever intense?
My crew is down below playing on his phone like a passenger, and of course, I'm left alone to do all of the sailing.
Is it recording? Okay, this is the 7th fish today. We are sailing at 30 plus knots of wind, sailing at 9 and 10 knots of boat speed. I was just about to bring the line in thinking, man, I really don't want to catch a fish when we're going this fast. And bang, we got a hit on the line. I think with the smaller lure, we're catching more manageable sized fish, but doing 10 knots and 30 to 35 knots of wind is keeping me busy. Sounds easy. There you go. I think I'm gonna stop fishing because I'm catching too many fish. And it's a nice, okay baby, I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. But I'm about to stick a knife in your brain.
With the stress and intensity of the sailing today, with all of the responsibility that I carry constantly, with a useless crew that doesn't help me, and now I've been killing fish all day, I'm starting to crack. The pressure's getting to me. I really don't want to kill anything.
I really hate killing fish. I don't mind cleaning them, I don't mind cooking them, and I don't mind catching them. But God, I hate killing them. Look how big and beautiful this tuna is, and I just ended its life. I hate it. I gotta stop fishing, I can't take it. That's more than enough meat for us for all we need. I'm pretty traumatized. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think this is like our 8th fish today. We lost the first 4 or 5. This is the 5th one. Wait. Okay, no more fishing.
No more.
Fuck.
Yeah, first kill it, then leave
I
it.
know, I know. Look out. Okay, baby. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. 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 I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is just a bloodbath in the cockpit, and I hate it. Inside emotionally, I am completely breaking.